Let's move on to a new topic. When we discuss expressions in week 2, I mentioned that there are two types of expressions, namely arithmetic expressions and Boolean expressions. Boolean expressions are similar to arithmetic expression, except that Boolean types is declared using the keyword Boolean. The name Boolean is used because Boolean logic was introduced in the 1850s by George Boole, an English mathematician. Boolean variables have only two possible values, true or false. Arithmetic expressions are now replaced by relational operators or conditional operators. Before discussing relational and conditional operators, let's first take a look at how Boolean expressions could be used in the examples that we have discussed before. In the class of car example, we may want to check if the gas tank is empty. The expression gas in tank equals 0 is true if the value in gas in tank is equal to 0 and is false otherwise. In the course grade example, it would be helpful to check if the input scores are within range. The expression exam score less than or equal to 100 is true if the value in exam score is less than 100 and is false otherwise. If we want to check both the upper range as well as the lower range, the expression which connects two relational expressions using a conditional operator represented by 2n symbol would return true if exam score is within the range from 0 to 100 and false otherwise. Notice that to test the range of exam score between 0 and 100, in mathematics, we can use the mathematical expression 0 less than exam score less than 100, but this is illegal in Java. I'll talk more about the syntax of using these relational and conditional operators. Here is the list of relational operators. Less than is represented by the less than sign. The expression 2 less than 3 will be evaluated to true. Less than or equal is represented by the less than and then equal sign. Notice that the order matters. Java would not recognize equal followed by less than sign. The expression 2 less than or equal to 3 would be evaluated to true. Similarly, we have greater than and greater than or equal to. 2 greater than 3 and 2 greater than or equal to 3 will both give false. The equal to operator consists of two consecutive equal signs. Remember that if there is just one equal sign, you are referring to the assignment statement. Lastly, the exclamation mark together with the equal sign is the not equal to operator. 2 not equal to 3 is true. Remember that the exclamation mark should not be confused with the vertical bar symbol. We can use conditional operators or logical operators to connect multiple Boolean expressions. The three logical operators are the logical NOT, which is represented by the exclamation mark, the logical AND by two consecutive AND symbol or the ampersand symbol. The logical OR is represented by two vertical bars. Again, don't confuse that with the exclamation mark. The values of the examples given in the last column can be determined by the truth tables that I'll discuss next. A truth table is a mathematical table used in logic to compute the values of logical expressions. Here is the truth table for logical NOT operator. The logical NOT operator would reverse the truth value of the Boolean expressions. That is, false would become true and true would become false. Here is the truth table for logical AND. Given two Boolean expressions P and Q, the logical AND between P and Q would return truth if both of them are true. Otherwise, the result would be false. For example, we have seen the conditions for determining whether exam score is within range by the logical AND operator. It is true only if exam score is both greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 100. Here is the truth table for logical OR. Given two Boolean expressions, P and Q, the logical OR between P and Q will return false, only if both of them are false. Otherwise, the result would be true. For example, We can determine if someone has the potential to become a good programmer if they obtain an A grade in either Computer Science 1022P, which is the Java course, or Com 1021, which is the Python course. I assume that you have all studied logic before, so I won't spend more time on this topic. Do let me know if you need more help. We have introduced operator precedence when we discuss arithmetic expressions. Now that we have additional relational and logical operators, here is an updated list of operator precedence. Notice that relational operators come after multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, but before the logical operators.